Welcome back to the Signature Morning on Signature Television. So we're talking food segment right now. Well, food as the real sense of the word, agriculture. Okay, and no other person to talk about the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture found time within his very, very busy schedule to talk to us about this all-important topic. Honorable Agriculture, Enugu State, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Viewers, good morning.
I really do not know where, by the way, his name is Honorable Patrick Ubru.
Yeah.
All right, I need to put that out there. Nigeria, a country of over 210 million people, a large expanse of land, arable, soft, good to go when it comes to, soil, the best in the world.
Yeah.
And when it comes to resources, we don't lack it. Do you think it's shameful that up until this moment, we're still talking about importation of staple food for its masses?
Okay, you are right about you shameful because we're in the era of trying to thief. So we shouldn't be talking about shame expressed. Nigeria is richly endowed with natural resources, abundant natural resources, rich natural resources, both land, both the water, both the air, name it. Nigeria is richly endowed and well positioned to take the first position in terms of agricultural sector or production. You understand? So what we should be talking about is where did we get it wrong? Actually, and it's not far-fetched that from the advent of oil, we began to focus on oil and left the real sector, which is agricultural sector. You understand? And come to talk about agriculture. Agriculture is as important as life, and that's what God has blessed Nigeria with. You understand? You rightly noted, we have the best of soils, we have the best of climates, we have the best of vegetation. We have, in terms of landmass, we are richly blessed by God. Yeah, the water bodies, we are blessed by God. So we don't need to lack anything in terms of agriculture. Before 1970, Nigeria is the greatest, producer of agricultural product of various types. Look up the great granite pyramid. Talk about the yam from the Benue and part of Enugu State, and all products from agriculture. So what we should say, where did we get it wrong? And where do we now, how do we, go back to where we used to be in terms of agriculture?
I mean,
we're talking about shame because we have the potentials to get back there and even surpass that.
Good. I mean, the potential is one thing. The resources is another thing. I mean, managing it is another thing.
Yeah.
You're dating us back to, those days where we were very good in that. The discovery of oil is, part of the reasons why we drifted to agriculture. I mean, isn't it that also lack of managerial capacity in terms of leadership? That's why.
Yes, granted, yes, it's lack of managerial capacity. And government after government tried to bring back the glory of Nigeria in terms of agriculture. But what we're not talking about, we're talking about government of today. Bring it down to Enugu State. The government of His Excellency, Peter Ndubisemba, and his focus on agriculture, his vision on agriculture, the importance he attached to agriculture, what he has done, what he has achieved within 1 year, and the policies that he put in place, the initiatives on board, which is now making wave, you understand, which also have awakened the Enugu people, you understand, to the real sector, which is agriculture. So we should, be happy now.
Yes, government of today, it's Enugu is in Nigeria. Food inflation, according to NBS, that's the National Bureau of Statistics, just only yesterday that it was released, it was over 40%. Now it reduced to 39.5%. But you would know that the market doesn't say the same thing.
No.
I go to the market and I know the prices of every single staple food as it stands, at least as the last time I checked, because every time I go to the market, the things actually did change. So I'm asking really, in terms of agricultural produce, have we really done well?
Well, from your statement, from the rise of the price of agricultural food item, you can answer that to yourself that yes, we have not done well, but we have woken up to doing well. We now have we have leadership in place now to making us do well in terms of agriculture. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because this government of Peter Ndubuisiemba is not here to begin to cast blame or begin to look at what others have done wrong. We're looking at what can we do to change the tide? What can we do to go back and surpass where we are supposed to be in terms of agriculture, considering the abundant resources, the blessings that God has given to us. His Excellency will always say that we are poor because we choose to be poor. Because God has blessed us with the various resources, natural resources. You will hear him say that Enugu is not landlocked. You understand? That's also inclusive of agricultural production. You get me? So we'll now begin to let you know. Before now, the 40 and above. But coming down to 39 shows that something is being done. You know, you are talking about nationally. You know, if you come to Enugu, a lot of things have been done, and our people have gone back to farm. Our people are now eager because they trust the government of the day. They now believe that whatever government say they are going to do, they are actually going to do it, and that's what's happening. You understand? You are in Enugu. You saw what happened last Thursday, on the 8th of August. You saw what happened. It has never happened where the government of the day is spending about 4.6 billion in distribution of farm inputs, machineries, and other social interventions to the people of Enugu. That's the promise His Excellency made during the campaign, and that's keeping to his word. You understand? And more is yet to come. So if you look at it also, you see that our approach is also systematic. Our approach is planned. Our approaches have policies, you understand, that drive them. And that's why the hope is there, that in no distance time, you begin to see the price of food come down. We are very optimistic as far as Enugu is concerned. We know we also get, extend to the other part of the country, because even the Minister of Agriculture and the President of Nigeria are not also sleeping. A lot has also be done from the national level. You understand? And all the policies in place now is towards food security, is towards economic development, for agriculture to be the chief driver of the economy, which is what it used to be before the advent of oil. Or rural development, you understand, for sustainability. It's for even fighting security, you understand. So it's a holistic approach, you understand, to food system security. That's the approach we have applied here.
Okay, agriculture has different dimensions.
Yes.
Part of the complaints we've had by farmers over time is the fact that they don't longer go to farms because of these clashes by herders. You don't know, what you meet in the farms. Yeah. We've also had a case even within this administration in Nimbo where 4 persons were killed, and another just Adani. There's also a case in Adani that also happened. How is the government addressing that matter as it relates to production of agriculture? I mean, if I'm a farmer in, say, Ibueze, and I hear that herders have invaded a certain community, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be stunned. I would even not want to go to them, because I don't know whether I will be the next person that they're going to invade. So I'm just thinking, what are those plans that have been put in place to forestall these attacks?
Okay. The issue of insecurity, it may, turn into be a national issue. But for us in Enugu State, with the coming on board of His Excellency Peter Ndubuisiemba, who has zero tolerance on crime and criminality, most importantly, affecting the farmers. One, if you saw Ikemungo and the stories about how suspected herders, you understand, has chased the communities around issues or away. His Excellency came up with an initiative of Enugu Produce City and designated Enugu Produce City to Ikemungo, where the government also acquired about 15,000 hectares of land in an initiative or in a policy, the land bank policy, and allotted to a private investor. So we have a PPP arrangement with a private investor. As I speak to you, because I want to paint a practical, example and tell you how it has helped to reduce the level of things, and will now begin to take it to other areas and tell you what works. So if you go to Ikemungo today, that particular location, criminals, where kidnappers used previously as a domain where they collect ransom, that place has been cleared. That place has been deforested. You understand? That place has been replaced with cultivation of palm oil, oil palm, corn, and cassava. As I speak to you, between March and today, over 1,300 hectares has been cleared, and clearing is still ongoing. Criminals have, relocated away from that border, that Enugu. So that shows that such kind of venture, such kind of massive or mass commercial agriculture can help solve the problem of insecurity. That is on that note, trying to ensure that you don't have hiding place. Secondly, the number of people that have been employed there, probably some of the indigenous or host community may also be interacting with those criminals. But now they are engaged. You understand? Employment is created. Every day they make money from that particular location. So it reduces the incident of insecurity. Now His Excellency also has awarded the construction of the road from that Ikemungo down to the boundary between Enugu State and Benue State, down to Denibo, and so that also we create, you understand, an easy, access to there, and it also makes it easy for the security operatives, you understand, to answer and when due, and again, for us also to ensure that our farmers go to farm. His Excellency, with the support of the Nigerian Army, also instituted a military base there. So now the people of Ikemungo can now sleep with their two eyes closed. The traditional ruler made that known to us when we visited, one of our visits. So that is also what we are replicating in other places. If you come to Uzowani, Nimbo, as you have said, attack, His Excellency made it clear that we can harbor criminals and gave the art zone between that Nimbo, Ugujoro, should be surveyed and given to investor. Now we are at the verge of concluding for a private investor to take over that place for agricultural purposes. We surveyed that place, had about 7.21 hectares. There's 7,221 hectares there. And by the time the investor moves in, it is bye-bye to crime and criminality. It is either zero or reduced to the barest minimum.
Okay.
You understand? So the same thing we're also doing towards Opanko, where we have about 500 hectares cultivated. We'll soon begin our harvest there. That is it will have the highest plantation of cassava at Aniri there. So this is happening there. Not only that, in other locations too, where His Excellency has instructed, Produce City should be, developed. So that is a strategy on not only ensuring food security, also ensuring that our farm locations are very busy, also even with local securities in place to ensure that our farmers go to farm. You get my point? So it is a head-on approach, a head-on, crime and criminality against the suspected headers.
Okay, this head-on approach, which is creating Produce City across board, you just mentioned two local governments, which is
Three local governments. I've mentioned Isuzo, I've mentioned Uzuwan, I've mentioned Alinri.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, I did a report on Nimbo that around the time that this happened, April and May. Maybe our producers can pull that particular report up. And what they say to me was that there was a promise. In fact, the governor is on record to have said he would give the community a university of agriculture to help, produce crops and food for the people. Enugu maybe something, not a produce city. And in fact, they have even read the produce city as annexing their lands to Fulani. And even the one you spoke about at Uzuwani, that they said...
At Isuzo.
At Isuzo, that they said that particular land, that the governor sold it or is trying to sell it to Fulani people. Like, how true is this? It's about time that this particular rumor is actually spoken to.
When government policies come, there are people who will refute government policies. It may be lack of understanding of what the intention of government. Now, in all our produce city, and in all of the MOU which we sign with the investor, we specify what type of agriculture that must be done there. Let's take, for instance, what we have in the produce city at Ikemungo. What you will see there is a cultivation of maize, cultivation of cassava, which is one of our primary products, because Enugu State is the highest producer of cassava. And it is only in Enugu State you'll be able to harvest cassava between 25 to 30 to 40 tons per hectare. So we are serious about that. You will see the cultivation of soya beans, cultivation of improved banana. The Fulanis they rear cattle. They don't cultivate cassava. And that's what we're doing in Ikemungo. That was why you didn't see the government coming to join issues with the people. Because we are determined, we know what we want to do there. Now, they don't say that again. You understand? Because I received the delegation from that community. And by the time they went through our documentation with the private sector, the private investor, they were sorry. They would apologize to me. And they say, we are going to go on air to apologize to His Excellency for misunderstanding the intentions of His Excellency. The same thing to Nimbo. There was no time the government had said to bring him, you understand, cattle ranch in Nimbo. It was just an imagination of let me not just use words that, because this is governance period now. But it was just an imagination that is unfounded. You understand? So there, the produce city that is coming up in Nimbo has nothing to do with livestock. We're very clear about that. That does not mean that the government does not have plan for its livestock sector. There is plan for livestock sector. And you asked again, question you asked, how we want to, avert further occurrences or further incidences between the farmers and the headers. That's why the governor, on the 3rd of July, signed into law the Public Ranch Management Bill. You understand? To curtail the excesses of the headers, to bring in, the headers in a confined area, so that we know the people who are rearing cattle, you understand, know where they are. So, and never again in Enugu State will you see cattle. By the time we come up with the establishment of the public ranch you see cattle roam about the streets. No, the law is specific. That law is to support the farmers, to ensure that the farmers no longer have, have this crisis with the headers. You understand? It's to streamline the livestock, value chain. That's what apart from many other, benefits. The meat, hygiene and the rest, control of diseases and a whole lot of it. But the basic thing there is to solve the problem of insecurity, the problem of these clashes between the herders and the farmers. And that is what is done in modern society. You understand? So the government the government knows what it's doing. You understand? And he's very conscious of the fact that, yes, our people have suffered a lot, so we must put something in place to mitigate against that. And that's what the public ranch bill is coming to do. I know you're not convinced about what we're doing at Nimbo. We're not rearing cattle, neither we're rearing goat. And when we talk about ranch, it's not just cattle.
Well, it's not me that that
No, you
will
said
be
you
convinced.
did a report.
Yes, I did
You
a
said
report.
You did this is the version of government.
Yes, I'm going to go back
Go.
and ask them.
Go, beautiful.
Because you have mentioned the University of Agriculture, that the governor actually was on record promising them.
Fine. The University of Agriculture, you can't say you want to build a university today and tomorrow you see it there. There is a process to it, and that process must be followed. And know, too, that our governor is not a governor that makes promises and don't keep it. You understand? And you can also see the mountains of projects the governor is doing. You understand? So we will get to that. And we definitely will get to that. When we get to that, you will see the university come on board.
Yeah, but again, was this communicated to the communities directly? Because we're talking about the PG here. We're talking about people who are the secretaries at that local level.
You said the government is on record.
Yes.
On that. You understand?
Yes.
Fine. You said the PG said that. I'll go back and confirm that. But I'm trying to tell you that any promise that the governor bets out to the people, he keeps it.
Okay. So you mentioned that there have been laws enacted.
Yes.
For this
the Enugu State
cattle
Public Ranch Management Law.
I don't know if you are aware that there's also another law actually enacted by the previous administration, the anti-open grazing law.
Yeah.
Did you repeal that, or it is like more like a continuation?
It's a continuation of what was enacted before. This is now bringing into bear, you understand, the agency that is going to drive that.
Okay.
You get my point. You enact a law, you provide of that law. So when the branches, okay, let me tell you, last week the governor has ordered, you understand, for some locations, you understand, to be, gone to looked at, surveyed for the public ranch, establishment of the ranch. You get my point? And when it comes to board, you see those laws, those anti-open grazing law come to, to bear. You see the enforcement of that law. Because this law that was just signed, this bill that was just signed into law, gives power, you understand, for that anti-open grazing law to be effected.
Okay. So when that happens, you are saying that we will not be able to see cattle roam around the streets?
No. You won't see any cattle roam around the street.
When does that start?
Yes, plans are on the way to get the executive secretary attended, and he moves into work immediately with the supervision of the Ministry of Agriculture and Agro-Industrialization. In no distance time, you see it work. See it start working.
How collaborative are you with the Mieti Allah Enugu State chapter? Because they are the ones that have their members registered, in a book that somehow, if anything happens, you are able to call forth for any meeting. Is there a collaboration between?
Yes. We've had a couple of meetings with the Mieti Allah, even at the government house, even at the Ministry of Agriculture, and we continue to interact with them. It's a continuous conversation.
Are they into this plan?
Yes.
Did they make inputs?
Yes. They made inputs, quartered. If not, they would have refuted.
Okay.
You understand? We've been having conversations with them. We've been having meetings with them, even apart from beyond the ministry level, even to the government level, to the government house level with His Excellency.
Okay.
You understand? So definitely, they made an input, obviously. But this is Enugu State. We're talking about a law that emanated from the Enugu State House of Assembly. You understand? So every citizen of Nigeria that wish to ply his trade in livestock in Enugu State must conform to that law.
Okay.
I don't know if you understand. Yeah. And beside that too, because you're talking about their input,
yes,
that law is not against the Constitution of Nigeria.
Okay.
So if definitely the law is for every law-abiding citizen of Nigeria that want to ply their trade in livestock.
Okay. Interesting. Was there at any time they asked for land to be able to put their cattle so that they will be safe?
None to my knowledge.
But if there's anybody that wants to, they can purchase a land or acquire land?
The law, the law is specific. In as much as we're talking about the public ranch, there's also provision for private ranch ownership.
Yes.
But you must be registered. You must obtain permit from the agency. So it's open. It's a holistic. It's holistic. You understand? So it did not. How will I put? What will I put? It did not kind of debar maybe anybody, any law-abiding citizen of Nigeria from coming to own their own private land. If you want to own your own private ranch, good and fine. You obtain your permit from the agency.
Okay. Interesting. Recently, the governor, gave out a whole lot, and almost 5 billion. You had highlighted it a few minutes ago. I just wanted to find out what the result of that particular exercise would do for Enugu State.
No. Now, among all the policies, towards food security, towards economic development, ensuring that the drive of our economy is support to the. What we did in Okpara Square, what His Excellency in Okpara Square, by flagging off the distribution of farm input, which is still ongoing. Okay. Distribution is a continuous theme for that whopping sum of 4.6 billion, is to encourage the smallholder farmers to expand their productivity. Because, the state is talking about ensuring that we produce our agro product and also process it here. So we need to expand, we need to increase our production, we need to increase the stock, so that also investors will also come into Enugu State. The outcome will be that their yield will increase, output will increase, there will be more food on the table. Then the price of food will reduce, because those inputs were given to them free of charge. Free of charge.
Wow.
From the fertilizer to the cassava stem to the agrochemicals to the power tillers, free of charge.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
No return.
Free
nothing.
of charge. No return. Nothing. And because this is the promise that His Excellency has made. And the only way you can do it is extending this support to this. And our smallholder farmers are hardworking. They are so excited. You can see excitement in their faces that day. They say, this had never happened. And do you know the joy of it? This input went straight to the farmers, not portfolio of farmers. Yeah. No third party. His Excellency gave that order. No third party. If you go to the Ministry of Agriculture now, you see farmers come in, excitedly collect their fertilizer and go. That is what His Excellency wants. You understand? That is a vision, you understand, by one man. I must say this, and that is what also the farmers are now saying, that there is no better time that have enjoyed governance that since when Peter Mba came as governor of Enugu State. And more is yet to come.
People that were sent to training in Owerri also?
Yes.
Administration?
Yes.
So
when the administration came on board, His Excellency gave the order that we need to train our youths. We need to ensure that our youths have the adequate knowledge to drive the agriculture sector. And that's why he has ordered that we send our youths for 3 months intensive training on integrated farming, be it poultry, be it crop production, be it agroforestry, be it even for processing, you understand, pig farming, fish farming, a holistic approach to agriculture. And today, currently, we have trained about 800 of these youths. 300 has in the new set, because they go batch by batch.
Okay.
So 300 are in camp now, you understand. So, and when they come back, we also extend, free startup kits to all the farmers. On Monday, about 73 of these young farmers received free startup kits, ranging from pig production, both wheelbarrows, shovels, rake, name it, feed, all forms of items to help them start up their own production. You understand? That's what the good things from His Excellency, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you talk us the training process and how to apply? Is the application done? What farming? What is the training center about? Where, like, how long does it take?
Beautiful.
When are they graduating? What is expected from the government? What is expected from them? Because some of them who they have finished tend to say that there's a little bit of a problem with their own status. Some of them say they have not been given some of these things that are promised by the government. Some of them say they are also being abandoned. Can you speak to that issue?
Okay. The process starts by one, being qualified for the training first. So
Okay.
what qualifies you for the training? What qualifies you for the training is that you are between the age of 18 and 35. That's one. That if you're a lady, that you're not pregnant.
Okay.
If you're a guy, any maybe diabetes or high blood pressure, you understand. That's, and most importantly, that you are interested in agriculture. The participants are drawn from the 17 local government areas. One, just get interested to do agric. You're a youth and you get interested to do agric, the government will train you. You understand? Two, after the training, the period takes 3 months. In the training, they also given free food, free medical attention, and also given stipends to take care of themselves. And transport fare is given to them to and fro. So you spend nothing. Yours is just self-available for the training. Both the training kits, everything will be given to you. And after the training, when you come, it's expected too that while you are waiting for the startup kits, either you get yourself employed, fixed with a farm,
Okay.
or, because definitely if you go and sleep, you begin to lose that which you learn. And it's expected too, by the time the startup kits are given to you and you start your own, that you'll be able to employ at least 2 workers, 2 direct jobs. You understand? Apart from the other indirect jobs that will come with it for those who are serious. 2, after that, and the government sees you are serious, we'll now begin to talk about extending credit to you to expand your business. Because we also come after that to do what we call post-training review.
Okay.
You understand? We did it last time before the startup kits. You get my point? And some of we do in collaboration with some of our partners too, because His Excellency gave us the approval to get partners to help us develop our agricultural base. And the focus now is on the youth. Because if you notice too, you find that we have alien agricultural population. We know most times you feel that it just our parents, our aged parents are involved in agriculture. The youths of Enugu State have woken up, you understand, and are doing marvelously well through this training. You understand? Our target is to ensure that we train up to 20,000 youths. Wow. You understand? Within between now and 2027, at least 20,000 youth. And if those 20,000 youths replicate themselves with 2, we're talking about 60,000. You understand? And you know what will now happen in ags? And the joy is that these youths not only love what they are doing, they are highly productive.
Right.
I think you should take out time, you understand, to do your own personal private investigation on all these things.
Of course. That's the way I heard that they are not, that some of them are not satisfied with the way they were treated. So on a final note,
now let me put that in perspective. These things are done in batches.
Okay.
They were trained in batches.
Okay.
You understand? And the issuance of the extension of the startup kits are also being done in batches.
Okay.
One which we do on a monthly basis so that we can reduce the backlog.
Okay. No problem. Honorable Patrick.
Thank you.
What was it? I mean, it's been one interesting discourse with you. I'm sure that with the work that you have started and with your principal, we hope for success. At least in a few months, we'll start seeing results of some of these things that you have spoken to.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll switch gears now. Do stay with us.